Incident at Arrah. Do you go to hell if you lie to a pastor? He's not a real pastor. He's the youth pastor. Does that count? I know I shouldn't lie, but all the youth leaders say I'm going to hell anyway, except Pastor Charlie. He never tells me that. Pastor Charlie looked right at me and asked if I had any involvement. I looked right back at him and said, "No, sir." He forced me into it. He asked me point blank, in front of other people. He put me in a bad position. I wasn't the one who got sick and threw up in the prayer meeting, and I wouldn't rat out my friends. If he hadn't asked me, I wouldn't have lied. But he did, and I did. It all started when I found out our youth group was going to Camp Arrah for a weekend retreat in the snow. I'm thinking snowball fights, hiking, and getting away from my parents for the weekend. 1970 started off as a pretty good year. I started high school and smoked pot for the first time. I still go to the Baptist church, even though I don't really believe anymore. We're American Baptists, and that's different from Southern Baptists or Conservative Baptists. Those people can't dance or drink or smoke, although I'm sure they all do when no one's looking. We can do all that stuff, but I think we have to be careful about the drinking. I'm not a bad kid, although most of the parents and some of the kids at church would disagree. Betsy's parents hate me, and they always say that I'm going straight to hell. But I look at their sons with their white shirts, ties, and crew cuts and tell myself, if they're all going to heaven, I'll take hell. One time the youth leaders organized a trip to see The Cross and the Switchblade. That movie with Pat Boone? I didn't go because it sounded stupid. Later, Betsy's dad told me that of all the kids at church, I was the one who really needed to see that movie. Betsy's dad looks like a ferret without all the hair. When he says stuff to me, I try not to laugh thinking about his ferret face. Sometimes it's hard not to. This is a hard time for me. The world is changing, but everyone still treats me like a kid. I'm almost 15. I wanted to be at Woodstock so bad, but I was only 13, and there was no way my parents would let me travel cross-country by myself for something like that. If there's another Woodstock when I'm 18, I'm going. My buddy Carl and I talk about this a lot. We're the only ones who listen to music that the youth leaders don't approve of. He discovered Jethro Tull and Steppenwolf. I turned him on to The Who and the Kinks. This weekend was going to be great. Carl and I were going to have a blast. I scored 2 joints, and Carl got some hash. I've never smoked hash before, but I've heard about it. That's the stuff they smoke in India. I think they have visions on it too. Maybe that's peyote, I'm not sure. Carl's a lot smarter than me. He's always discovering stuff that I didn't know about. Anyway, I was really looking forward to smoking hash.